Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers. In this video, we are going to be doing a versus of the Saucony Triumph 21 and the Saucony Triumph 22. Let's take a look. The Saucony Triumph 21 costs £170 or $160. It weighs 280 grams or 9.9 ounces for men in a size 8, and the drop is 10 millimeters. The Saucony Triumph 22 costs £170 or $160. It weighs 306 grams or 10.8 ounces for men in a size 8, and the drop is 10 millimeters. Although the Triumph 20 saw a number of updates over its predecessor, the 21's changes are largely made across the upper. The new design gets a revamped flat knit material to improve fit, as well as provide breathability, along with a modified lacing system for better lockdown. The shoe features the same PWRRUN Plus cushioning in the midsole and sock liner, an impressively balanced foam that manages to feel soft while still providing a good level of energy return. There's also a generous level of outsole rubber to protect that foam and deliver a high level of grip across varied road conditions. Finally, there's a heel lock design to hold the foot in place and a pull tab at the rear to make getting the shoe easier to pull on and off. The shoe is also slightly heavier than the previous version. The Saucony Triumph 22 sees some major updates to the line. The biggest of those is a new PWRRUN PB foam midsole, a PEBA-based material replacing the PWRRUN Plus found in the Triumph 21, that aims to improve cushioning, energy return and responsiveness. The same foam is used in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4 and Speed 4. There's also an updated upper that's designed to be even plusher and more comfortable than its predecessor, and a noticeably wider base across the full length of the shoe to improve stability. On the outsole, there's a generous layer of rubber to provide grip and protect the midsole foam. Okay, Nick, so two shoes that we probably expected different things from the progression of, the Saucony Triumph 21, Saucony Triumph 22. How's the fit been for you in these two shoes?
Fit's very similar for me across these two shoes. I think Saucony is one of the brands that is most consistent with its sizing. I was very happy in my normal size with both of these shoes. Yeah, no concerns at all. How about you, Tom?
Absolutely the same, yeah. I've not had any issues with the fit of these. I definitely stay to my UK size 8 in these shoes. Very comfortable, lots of padding, and not many surprises from the new version.
That's good.
Okay, so I think we did a versus a while ago of the Triumph 20 and the Triumph 21, and it was pretty simple. I think this is going to be a little bit more difficult. How has the run test been for you in both of these shoes?
Though they are quite different shoes, unlike the Triumph 20 and the Triumph 21, which were basically the same shoe, in my opinion. You've got this new PWRRUN PB foam in the midsole here. That's the biggest change. The other really big change with the 22 is that it is wider, considerably so, than the Triumph 21, and it really does create a very different feel on the run. I think Triumph 21 and 20 indeed we liked for a long time as a very versatile cushioned shoe, in that it was comfortable. Its priority was to be a comfortable shoe that anyone could use to protect themselves and enjoy on the run, but it had a bit about it. You could go and run a bit quicker in the shoe. It was like a pretty good daily trainer. It was a good one shoe for newer runners, or any runner really, just picking up one shoe to do a bit of everything. The Triumph 21 could do that. I think we all thought that would be the case, but even more so with the 22, because it's got the PWRRUN PB midsole, the foam used in shoes like the Endorphin Speed, the Endorphin Pro, shoes that we love, very fast shoes, and we thought a big wedge of that would make it feel very comfortable, but also very bouncy, and hasn't really been the case with the 22 in our testing. It feels like a really easy day focused shoe to me. Like, it's comfortable. I've enjoyed ticking over in it at slow miles, slow paces, but it doesn't feel like a shoe that's able to really lift the pace, because it is a fair bit heavier and bigger than the Triumph 21, and I think that just means it loses that versatility for sure. And I don't dislike the ride on this as an easy day shoe. I think it's quite soft. I think it's comfortable. But I don't know. I don't think it's really gained a lot in that department and sacrificed a fair bit of the versatility that you had with the Triumph 21. Tom, I think you've got even deeper and bigger thoughts on this.
Well, I probably have gone on record as one of the bigger fans of the Saucony Triumph 21 and the 20. You mentioned it there. I think they're very similar shoes. So if you're looking at the 20 and the 21, there are minimal changes between those two shoes. It's mainly upper changes. But I was a massive fan of that shoe. I used it, both of those shoes, for lots of different training. It would be the sort of shoe that I would put on if I was going out for maybe a 10k, 15k, and I didn't really know how fast I was going to want it to go, and I wanted to have that flexibility to sort of pick up the pace. And I always found that the Triumph 2021, the midsole just worked really well for going a bit faster. I always found a little bit of bounce in the Triumphs, those two versions, and it was it was almost like we talk about this quite a lot, where the Triumphs and the Glycerins used to be the big max cushion shoes, but then they become the daily shoes, and I think the Triumph is one of the better of those, where you got all the benefits of having a cushion shoe, but you also, for a lot of people, you could have it as your one shoe that you do everything in. So when the PWRRUN PB was appeared in the Triumph 22, I was very excited. Obviously, the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is one of my favourite shoes of all time. I've got most of my PBs in that shoe, so I love that foam, basically. It's a very different geometry, a very different feel for that midsole foam, and I think the way that I run in this shoe, it just doesn't work for it. I don't get any benefit of that midsole foam, so I hit the midsole head on, and what I'm sort of getting from this shoe is just dead. It just feels like the shoe's falling dead, and I don't get any squish in it. I don't get any energy return really from it. I think it's not. I'm being very negative there. I can run in it. I can run in it absolutely fine. I can understand. It's not by any stretch of the imagination a ridiculously bad shoe, but for me, if you're comparing it with the Triumph 21, it is quite a big difference. I think there probably is a little bit to this shoe, which is where you land and also maybe how heavy you are. I think I'm relatively light, so I don't feel like I'm really compressing this midsole foam enough to really get the benefits out of it. You're hitting your heel, so you're probably getting a little bit more squish out of it.
Definitely feels squishy to me.
I don't get anything like that. Every time I run it, it just feels like I'm hitting it flat. So I think a big part of this is the geometry as well for me. I just don't think the new geometry works very well for me. And I would say the other thing as well is that with the Triumph 21, I felt like there was a nice rolling action. It's not got a massive rocker in it or anything, but it did feel like it was sort of moving me forward. I don't get that with the Triumph 22. It doesn't feel like it's there's any fluid transition in it for me. I'll tell you what though, when I walk around and pretend I'm a heel striker, I do quite like it.
I think Saucony was concerned with stability. I think more we'll talk about this year. I think that was definitely the thing that's really come across is like they're putting in what is a less stable foam, I guess, PWRRUN PB than the PWRRUN materials and the PWRRUN Plus. They thought we need to make it wider, big sidewalls of foam, big width at the heel. We're worried about stability, and I don't know. I never felt that PWRRUN PB was a very wobbly foam in any shoe. I think you could probably have got away with the midsole on it without worrying so much about stability, and maybe that would have made it a lighter, nimbler shoe, more akin to the Triumph. Because I think the last thing anyone expected to see was a big gain in weight when you put on PWRRUN PB. So that immediately was a bit, that's a bit surprising because it is a lighter foam in theory, but the geometry has changed so much. It does feel like quite a different shoe. I don't think it's a bad shoe. I just think it's a different shoe. I think it's a cushion shoe for easy runs, and it's going after that market now, which is a really big market. And I think it's fair to say that Saucony didn't really have a shoe in that market, and maybe they thought, well, that's why they've made the Ride more like the Triumph, and then the Triumph has really gone after the Invincibles, your Gel Nimbuses, the New Balance Moors, and all those shoes that I think there's a big trend in lots of cushion shoes is to make them more cushioned, more max cushioned, less versatile, but much more soft, protective, comfortable, and so that is what this is, and that could well end up being a success. But it doesn't feel like the Triumph 21, which we liked as that more versatile cushion shoe.
Okay, so the verdict on these two shoes, Nick. Which one are you going to buy?
Well, I'd say neither of these shoes probably have a place in my rotation, but if I was going to look at an easy day shoe, I would use either of these as an easy day shoe. And even there, I think I just prefer the feel of the Triumph because I don't tend to love just really soft shoes. I know, Tom, you don't think this is softer than the Triumph, but it is for me as a heel striker. And I like the fact this has got a bit of resiliency, the Triumph 21, and that makes it a bit more comfortable to tick through miles. And generally, I prefer a lighter shoe. I'm a very high cadence runner, and I like a shoe that's easy to pick up and turn over. So do get that with the Triumph. It's going to be cheaper now because in sales, I've seen Saucony itself has reduced it quite a lot. And I don't think the new updates really appeal to me that much, and I think they might do if you like a really soft shoe and a really comfortable shoe. I think you are getting it here with the Triumph 22, but I prefer the way the Triumph. I've run these at the same time as well. We don't overstate the difference. Like when running them at the same time, they both feel like nice cushion shoes, but you definitely get, I think, a bit more resiliency, a faster turnover, and just a slightly nimbler feeling with the Triumph 21 without really losing any comfort. Whereas the 22 just feels a bit bigger and not really to my taste. So I'd stick with the Triumph 21 probably. Tom, I think I know what you're going to say in terms of picking between these.
It's easy. It's really easy for me. It's the Saucony Triumph 21 all the way. It's just a shoe that I've used so much. I found it really works for my style of running. I think there's so many good elements of it. It's solid, it's durable, it's got a great outsole on it, it's comfortable, and it's I can use it for lots of different things as well. I think with the Triumph 22, I think I can understand where you're coming from with the heel bit there and how you get the softness of it. But I think, and to be honest, I think there's a large part of this is my style of running, hitting the midsole and the sort of paces that I'm running.
Midfoot. Stop saying midsole. We're all hitting the midsole, Tom.
Sorry, the midsection of the midsole. Right in the middle of the shoe. So for me, it's not really working. It just feels like I'm not getting the benefits of that of that new midsole foam. And so I'm definitely going to go for the Triumph 21. And that's even without me talking about price. I mean, you get a Triumph 21 significantly cheaper now, so I definitely get the Triumph 21 over the Triumph 22. And then there's other shoes
the Triumph
as well,
20,
which
if you can find it.
Now the Triumph 22 is sort of moving into this new realm of possibly more easy runs. There's other shoes I go for the New Balance Small V4 over this now, I think.
Just to get in a mention of the New Balance Small V4.
I've not mentioned it for ages.
It's direct versus of the Triumph and the Triumph.
That's it from us on this Versus. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, all of those things. And if you like podcasts and you go in the caption below, you can find a link to our podcast that comes out at the end of each month and sometimes in the middle as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.